white people adopt black children? It's a real question for me.
Hi people, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're coming across my channel for the very first time, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support and I hope we are all doing fine. So in our today's episode is about this viral video of a lady who came open to ask a question. She wanted to know why palm-colored people love to adopt black children. A lot of people came open to answer her question, especially the white community. I would just let the video play as well as the stitches. Please don't go away because at the end I'll leave my own comment. And please keep it in mind that this channel does not support any form of hate speech violence. We only share information for education purposes. So let's jump into the video.
Why do white people adopt black children? It's a real question for me. Why do white people adopt black children and then say things like, I'm not raising black children, I'm raising children? Why do white people adopt black children?
I got a question. Why are there so many black children that need to be adopted? My second question is, why do you care who adopts them and what color they are as long as they love that child and raise them right? And lastly, I see color. I see color. But when I see a little baby, I don't go, oh, look at that little white baby or look at that little black baby. These are babies. They haven't been filled with ignorance yet. Let them babies be babies and grow up to be good people.
Why do white people adopt black children? It's a real question for me.
Unfortunately, I can answer this question. It's because black people don't adopt those kids. I came real close to adopting a black child, and thank goodness I didn't have to. The reason is because Dad stepped up and took it. Mom, unfortunately, went to prison. Dad stood up and took care of his kid, and it was amazing. And I was so happy for that. Happy for everyone. But if not, I love that kid. I absolutely adored that kid, and my wife and I would have adopted that kid in a heartbeat. And the thing is it wasn't because of color or anything else. That wasn't a consideration. It was a child needed a home, and there was only white people around. I mean, that's how life is. You talk about how life is. What if those kids never got adopted? What if there was 0 black families to ever adopt that child? Then what? Life sucks. Yes, these kids are definitely going to have to face prejudice and so forth, and they're going to be in a white family, and it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to be very different. Unfortunately, that's how life is. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. And hopefully, every single child, no matter what, can be adopted, and not have to live in homes or orphanages or whatever else like my mother did. This is David Page. Screw them, flapper.
Why do white people adopt black children? It's a real question.
Why do people ask not the brightest questions? I don't understand. How about because I turned out just fine? Me and my siblings turned out just fine. Take me for example. Oh, my parents are white. They adopted me at a very young age. And if they didn't, who knows where I would be? Maybe that there is people out there that need a home, that need someone to love them. How about that? Maybe because they do not see color. Did you ever think about that? How about I have parents that love me and I needed a home. They provided it. I needed education. They provided it. I don't understand why people always see, oh, that person's white. They can't take care of a black kid. Well, guess what? I turned out darn good and they did a great job at it. How about that? And everybody in the community love them. Okay? How about there wouldn't be anybody getting adopted if the parents just kept them? How about that? Yeah, I think God sent me this message to send to you to give you the right answer. Because clearly you needed to learn and maybe be educated just a little bit. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, purple. If they're able to provide a home and to take care of that child, it doesn't matter what they look like. Did you think about that? I hope that answers your question.
Why do white people adopt black children? It's a real question for me.
If you've been following me for very long, you know that both of my children are adopted. And you may have seen my daughter in a video or two, and half the world has heard my daughter in a video that went semi-viral and went around the world a couple of times.
Hey, Ava.
Yeah?
Knock, knock.
Show me the warrant.
But odds are you've probably never seen my son. And that's because he's just no fan of TikTok. He's no fan of the attention. He's a little bit shy. This is my son. We adopted him at 2 years old, and the picture you're seeing is from prom, which was last weekend. My wife and I were 35 and 36 years old when we adopted our children. We had real simple criteria. We wanted a boy and we wanted a girl, and we wanted an older brother and a little sister. We wanted a big brother, little sister situation. If you know anything about adoption, it's kind of a you get what you get and you don't throw a fit situation. There is no inventory, there's no warehouse where they're keeping these children and you get to put your order in. It's a let's see what we have available and let's see what would be a good fit for your family. Look, we did not set out to adopt a mixed race child. We got the call from CPS saying, hey, we've got a little man needing a home. And we said, what a coincidence. We've got a home needing a little man. And to be quite frank about it, he could have been purple with 3 eyes and I would not have cared. He is my son. He has been my son for 15 years, and truth be told, he was always my son. I just hadn't found him till he was 2. So I know the question on the table is, why do white people adopt black children? Can't speak for all white people, but for us, we had a home needing a child, and we were connected with a child who needed a home. That simple.
Why do white people adopt black children? It's a real question for me.
That's an easy question to answer. And I can tell you from having worked for 10 years in child welfare and having actually gone through helping families adopt and guardianship different children of different colors, ethnicities, races, you name it. The fact of the matter is that it's because it's white families that are opening their homes. It's just as simple as that. If you look at the statistics, go to the Department of Health and Human Services. Okay, more white families open their homes up to children of any race than other families of other races. Now, if families of color, if black families wanted to open their homes up for adoption to children who are black, of course, everyone would love to see that, but that's just simply not what's happening. Now, for you, example, have you opened your home up? Have you adopted any children that need a family? I'm guessing you haven't. So, and here's the thing too, let's say if these white families said, oh, no, we only want to adopt white children. Well, then you'd be calling that racist. So no matter what happens, you're just going to be upset and unhappy about it because you're looking for things to be offended by, which is really, really sad and obviously, and honestly, really weak to be, to say the truth here. But the thing is, when a child needs a placement, whether it's in foster care or looking for adoption or whatever, of course, all agencies try to first find a family that the child can identify with. First, they try to actually find family, like their actual relatives. And if they can't, if nobody says that they want the child, they all say, sorry, nope, I got no room, I can't take a child, whatever, or their background checks don't come out clear, they've got criminal background, whatever it is, you got to find somewhere for the kid to go. It's not like we have like a warehouse where you can just store these children until they age out or you can find a place for them. So you're trying to find somewhere for them. And if it just happens to be that it's a white family, well, then it's a white family. Now, would you rather these children be living in an institution somewhere like they do in Russia and other countries where they basically just put them in these big giant rooms and nobody talks to them and they're just left there until they grow up and then they're released back into society? Would that make you happy? I mean, what do you want here? What is your solution? You want to sit here and say that this is some kind of a problem. I would love to hear your solution to this problem. Please duet or stitch this. I would love to hear, how do you resolve this issue of making sure that children of color who don't have parents for whatever reason, whether they're abandoned, the parents have died, the parents are incarcerated, whatever the case may be, how do we resolve this issue? How do we make sure they're going to homes with families that they can identify with? Because if those families that could be opening are not opening their homes, if they're saying, no, we don't want them, what would you like to have done? Please share with us.
Why do white people adopt black children? It's a real question for me.
I just want to start this video off by saying, I'm sure the woman that originally made this video, she meant no harm. She was just asking a question. Questions are meant to be answered. I'm here to answer from my perspective. I'm a Caucasian male. We've adopted 2 African-American children. I can tell you that the day that we received the call that these 2 beautiful little babies had been born, we didn't ask what the color of their skin was. We asked if they had a name. if they were going to be okay. And they said they will be. We said, you're damn right they will be. And they are. And they always will be. They are living and learning and laughing and growing, getting the best hugs. They know they're African American. They also know I'm Caucasian. But most importantly, they know they are loved. And they always will be. You know, our family has been blessed to be beautifully blended. And I thank the good Lord for that. As I pray as they grow, they can help the world outgrow all this racism and hatred that has divided us for so long. Love is what brought us together. Love. You know, family is defined by DNA. Family is defined by love and loyalty. And I love them, and I always will, and I will always be loyal to them. I am their daddy, and they are my children, and we are family. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. I hope that answered your question in a positive way.
Having watched the video as well as the stitches, kindly tell me what you think in the comment section below about this issue. I think the palm-colored people are missing her question here. Rather than being quick to call a black person a racist, why not watch the rest of the video and get what she was trying to say? That question was a genuine one. They could have just responded. Her question is the reason why states back in the day couldn't allow interracial adoption. It's important to note that the decision to adopt a child is a personal one. Some individuals may have had a positive experience with African American culture or African American friend or family members, leading them to adopt a black child. All this drama is not even necessary. They could have just answered the question simple. Maybe they felt attacked with the way she came out with her tone of voice. It amazes me how everyone got so triggered and was answering a question she didn't even ask. Anyway, guys, I would really love to know what your opinion is on this issue. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for being part of this conversation. See you in the next video. Stay safe.